All right, so WWDC has come and gone, and I'm not too happy. Well, let me rephrase that. There were definitely some things that were really exciting and really cool at WWDC, and we're going to talk about those things. But if you watched my rumor roundup video, you know there was one thing that I was really excited for, and we didn't get that. So, roll intro. And let's get started. So let's cover some of the stuff we did get real quick. I'm not going to touch on everything, just the things that I found the most interesting. All right, so we got the M2 chip, we got the new MacBook Air design, we got Stage Manager, external display support on the iPad, Freeform, the improved Carplay, and we finally got a weather app on the iPad. Here's what we didn't get that I was really looking forward to. We didn't get the colorful MacBook Airs. We didn't get full windowing on the iPad. We didn't get that subscription service for hardware. And most importantly, we did not get desktop class apps on the iPad. All right, so we got the M2 and the new MacBook Air design. Now, the M2 chip does not outperform the Pro, Max, or Ultra M1 chips. And that's expected. The 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro, the Mac Studio, those are all high-performance machines. And the M2 is only going in the Air and a base model MacBook Pro at this time. So, it would be really strange if those outperformed the up to $6,000 configurable 16-inch MacBook Pro and the Mac Studio. So the new MacBook Air will definitely be the low-end king. It's going to blaze over all other laptops in that price category. However, it's still not the Pro machine, so if you are looking to do more intensive tasks and you're on the go, you should probably still go for a 14 or 16-inch MacBook Pro. Also, on the M2 MacBook Pro, this is a replacement for the 13-inch MacBook Pro, not the 14 or 16, and it still has the previous 13-inch design. And the touch bar, I don't think anybody was hoping that we would keep the touch bar, but I guess they're keeping the old chassis, so it has the touch bar. The wedge design of the MacBook Air is gone, and we got a almost black color. It's not quite black, it's kind of bluish black. It's called Midnight. We haven't had a black MacBook since, I believe, 2007, when we had the black MacBook before the unibody MacBook was introduced in 2008. That design eventually went on to the MacBook Pro. It is pretty cool, but I was hoping for some of the colors that we had seen in renders. All right, so there's a new thing called Freeform. Now, Freeform is like a blank whiteboard on which you can put whatever. You can take pictures, videos, drawings from other apps and just throw them all onto this whiteboard. It's really great for teams to collaborate. You can use it within a FaceTime call to collaborate collectively with a bunch of people. And I use Notes personally for everything. For everything from making shopping lists with my wife, or packing for a trip, or even collaborating with my boss and some of my employees to workshop ideas for how to attack certain smaller situations. Freeform, as far as the work side of that, is going to make that just so much better. And I see myself using it daily. All right, a quick mention here, we got a weather app on the iPad. Since Apple bought Dark Sky, we've been holding out for this. The weather app on the iPhone was vastly improved, and now we're getting a full-featured weather app on the iPad, which is great. But can we get a calculator, maybe? So the new macOS is called macOS Ventura, not Mammoth. Fine. And one of the cool things that we got for both iPadOS and macOS is called Stage Manager. Now on macOS, I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. Apple likes to come up with all these things that hide your windows or organize them into different groups on your desktop, that it really takes a learning curve versus how everybody's been used to things since like Windows 95 on how to move windows around on your desktop and keep things organized. Some of the things work great, other of them are unnecessary. This one, we'll see. Now on iPad, this does actually give you a little bit of windowing support. So you can organize up to 4 groups of windows and resize them as you see fit. We've never had anything like this on iPad, and I'm really excited to give it a try, but it's not full windowing support. You cannot have more than 4 windows unless you connect an external display. So we now have full external display support on the iPad, which is amazing. But we didn't get the thing that you need an external display for. Now, if you have an external display, you can use up to 8 windows with Stage Manager. However, we now have Thunderbolt in the iPads. We have a desktop class chip. We've had keyboard support forever, but now we have mouse support. And now we have external display support. So you can plug in an external display to your iPad, use your mouse and keyboard, and treat it like a computer with Stage Manager allowing you to window things. Except, no desktop class apps. And here, I'm talking about Final Cut, Logic, and Xcode. Those 3 things are the last pieces that would make the iPad Pro a decent replacement for a MacBook, apart from having Microsoft Office, but that's not up to Apple. I don't get why we didn't get that. I guess just Tim Cook hates me? Who knows? Anyway, all of that cool stuff is actually only going to be for M1 iPads because they have the Thunderbolt and the M1 chip. So I might finally have to upgrade from my iPad mini 5th gen to an iPad Air or iPad Pro. I love the form factor of the mini, and I was really hoping to get the mini 6, but it doesn't have an M1 processor, so I probably will need to get a Pro or Air. All right, next up we got Apple Pay Later. So Apple Pay Later will allow you to buy something and split the payments into 4. And you make the first payment when you're at the point of sale, and then from there on you have 2 weeks to make each subsequent payment. You can pay early, but the whole process takes 6 weeks if you wait till the last time to pay it. Now, since gas costs about as much as a car payment nowadays, everybody's living paycheck to paycheck. So if you line it up right and you buy something on Friday, when you get paid, 2 weeks later, you'll get paid again. You pay off the next bit. It works great. Now, one of the coolest things about Apple Pay Later is that unlike Klarna or QuadPay or whatever that thing's called now, Apple Pay Later is going to be accepted anywhere you can tap to pay. So I could go to 7-Eleven, buy a hot dog, and split that up into 4 payments across 6 weeks. I mean, I don't know why I would, but that's going to make it so much more flexible than Klarna. We did not get the subscription service for hardware, but I guess that was a pipe dream. I was hoping for it. We still can buy things with an Apple Card or Apple Pay Later. All right, next up, we got a fully revamped CarPlay interface, and CarPlay is now looking to take over your entire instrument cluster. So maybe Apple's gonna make an Apple Car, but for now, car manufacturers will hopefully start to put this in their cars. I can't wait for the day where I can say, hey Siri, I'm gonna be leaving at 8, so can you make sure the car's ready for cold weather by then? And when I get in, can you start my latest podcast episodes? Also, keep an eye on the traffic and make sure I'm going the best route. And then you know what? 3 months from that, Siri's just gonna know what to do and I won't have to say anything at all. All right, last thing to note is that the iPhone 6s and the Apple Watch Series 3 are finally dead. I guess I could replace my Series 3 at this point, but honestly, it's just a little notifications machine for me, so I probably won't for now. All right, that's everything about the event that I wanted to cover, apart from just how it looked. It looked pretty great. There were a couple transitions where I was kind of iffy on things. There was one point where they were going into home, and I think they cut it off early, a bit of an editing mistake maybe, or maybe it was supposed to be that way, but it was a little bit jarring. Also, Craig was amazing as always. Craig running should be the new big meme of 2022, and I could honestly hear him present the whole thing and be happy. And yeah, I mean, I'm mad about some stuff not being there, but am I gonna leave Apple? No, I'm trapped. Somebody, please help me. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them as quickly as I can. All right, have a great one.